Hey guys, it's Giles here. We're currently back in our Fortress of Solitude planning our next season, and we've just dropped our Taylor Swift bonus episode on the Patreon page. If you want to hear the full episode, you can go to www.patreon.com/the God in Film podcast and sign up to our Bishop Waller-Bridge tier and check out our full Taylor Swift episode. Plus, you can hear additional interviews and special bonus episodes like our God in Music and God in Gaming episodes. I hope you enjoy this little teaser. Hello and welcome to God in Film, the podcast where a Christian and an atheist dive into the best that cinema has to offer and see if we can find any parallels with the gospel or any other Bible stories. I'm writer and anti-hero, Giles Goff.
And I'm CBT therapist and nightmare dressed like a daydream, Kat Bullock.
And today, for this very special bonus episode, we're going to be looking at the works of one Taylor Alison Swift. Kat, what does Taylor Swift mean to you?
Taylor Swift is everything. It is Taylor Swift's world, Giles, and we are just living in it. We are
Accurate.
So honoured to be living at the same time as Taylor Swift, and that's what it is. What does Taylor Swift mean to you, dude?
Oh, Taylor Swift is somebody I better not think too much about for any long period of time. That's what she is. I fail miserably on that point. But the only person whose words I have analysed with so much depth is Shakespeare, you know? And the fact that she doesn't talk that much about what her songs means there's so much room for interpretation.
Sure.
She's been in dialogue with her fans her whole time, you know?
Yeah. One day we need to get together and play Is It Shakespeare or Taylor Swift? Because that is a great game and a lot of people fail at it.
I'm pretty confident I'd nail that one way or another, you know?
Let's go. We'll do it one day.
Kat and I saw Taylor Swift in Hyde Park in 2015 on the 1989 World Tour, and that was pretty damn awesome. Without further ado, let's get into Kat's Facts.
Theme song. We'll work on it. So, fact number one. So, Taylor Alison Swift, born 13th of December 1989, was actually born in Reading, Pennsylvania, which a lot of people think that she's born in Nashville.
Born on and raised on a Christmas tree farm, isn't she?
You totally are right, and that's totally maybe one of my facts.
You've got to come correct when you come at me with the Taylor Swift knowledge.
Me.
Like I say, you know, you got to work really hard to find me something that I've not heard of before, you know?
That's okay. Well, the thing is, I wanted to cater to everybody, but maybe one day we'll do like a facts where it's just about surprising you and we could do like a mastermind session. So Taylor Swift grew up on a Christmas tree farm. I don't know if you knew that, Giles.
Do you know what? When I heard the song Christmas Tree Farm, it's not great, that song, for me, you know? And the problem is I listen to so much Taylor Swift. I have hundreds and hundreds of it. I know all the words to tons of songs. Not every single song, but tons of songs. So when you hear one that you think, oh, this is bad, part of me feels relief. It's like, I haven't completely drunk the Kool-Aid. Do you know what I mean? It's not like anything she does is wonderful. I still have some sense of taste and discernment, and I can still go with some of them like, I feel like you didn't quite nail it on this one. And that's okay, because like I say, even Shakespeare has a few duds in there, you know?
Even Shakespeare's a few plays.
Yeah. It's like... Anyway, Taylor Swift, one genius at a time.
Yeah, one genius at a time. In 2022, Taylor Swift became a doctor after receiving her honorary doctorate in fine arts. Her speech contains lots of references, hinting of her past songs. She says, "Welcome to New York." She mentions 22. But actually, she teases her future album, Midnights, teasing songs such as Labyrinth and You're on Your Own, Kid.
She does that sometimes. She'll just sort of drop a phrase that's not quite a regular thing, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, 'tis the damn season. Right. Okay. Yeah.
Long story short, you're always doing this. My final fact, and one that I don't know if you will know, but I hope that you don't, because it will and we can talk about it a bit more.
Bring it.
Okay, so Taylor has obviously been very well known for hiding Easter eggs, which essentially hint to the future, and she's been doing this as far as 2 years in advance. And actually, it's been named that sometimes it might be even longer in advance because of COVID. Now,
right, okay.
there is a sense. So it started off as secret messages to fans in very, very earlier albums, and now has kind of evolved into messages as deep as her nail polish to give us messages about what might be coming next. It is speculated that her next album is an orange theme, and it's called Karma, and this has been speculated since the video The Man. And it's also second speculated because of the Eras tour and the visuals from this. The Man, for anybody who doesn't know, is a music video from 3 albums ago. And fans are sure that Karma is either a completely unreleased album that's been lost to COVID, or it's definitely the name of her next upcoming one. But the orange theme is much more stronger as a colour for her next era. And the reason for that is because in the Eras tour, little bit of a spoiler, the visuals behind show the Lover House burning down and this big lift of an orange door. And in the finale song, she has a dancer of each colour, but she's in orange.
That's interesting. See, the way I understood it, Karma was an entire album that she'd written and then just kind of went...
That's one theory.
Nah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So that's one theory of that it's a completely lost album. And then the next theory is actually it's her next album. Because if you see the Man music video, when she's the man...
Yeah, she's peeing against the wall.
She's peeing against the wall.
All the album names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. No, that's awesome.
There you go. That's Cat Facts for you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. I've been trying to think this through. Like, if you have heard of Taylor Swift, but you're not obsessive like we are, how would you try to explain why she's so great, why she's worth our time to people?
I think you have to completely introduce Taylor Swift as a caveat of Shake It Off is not her best work. So if you are going on, I don't like Taylor Swift because I think Shake It Off and Me are rubbish, then you are not giving her the time of day and the daylight. I think you would need to showcase All Too Well. I think you would need to showcase the songs that become relatable to the individual and the mastery of songwriting. So if you're basing your opinion on Taylor Swift because of her album or her single releases, then just try it out. Don't base your opinion on Taylor Swift based on Shake It Off, I Knew You Were Trouble, and Me. You know, go into her album.
It's fascinating you said that because I often feel like her lead singles from her albums tend to be some of her weakest. Shake It Off and
I Knew You Were Trouble.
And I Knew You Were Trouble. Just... it's like, this is...
They're fine. They're fine. They're great bops. They're radio bops. That's what they are.
Yeah.
They're radio hit bops.
Yeah.
Like Shake It Off's great, but every time I hear that like snare drum in the disco, I do like a little bit because I'm, you request Taylor Swift at the DJ and then you walk away going, oh, I gotta play Shake It Off. Actually, I probably shouldn't have asked him that.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you don't want to ask the DJ to play Taylor Swift and then he plays the All Too Well 10-minute version, are you? You know,
no, I do. Like, that's
everybody's
exactly
like,
what I want, actually, Giles.
Hey, I'm feeling quite sad and I'm going to go have a think about my life. My wife Claire is not really one for clubbing. The only time I've gotten her out to go to a club anywhere was for a club night called Swiftageddon.
Yeah.
They played all Taylor Swift songs back to back and that was it. And it was wonderful.
That setup, the fact that Taylor has allowed that to happen because they would have had to have asked her or her team because they're making money off of just playing their songs is incredible. The fact they've taken over nightclubs to be able to do that. I mean, what a job. What a job. And why did we not think of that?
Indeed. Because we like to be in bed by 10. So
it's true. We have children who need to be in bed by 8. That's why.
Anyway, without further ado, let's get into finding their faith in the film.
Finding the faith in the film.
Nice. Nicely done.
Thanks.
So I really wanted to do this episode on Taylor Swift. Firstly, because I haven't heard any Christian commentators say many nice things about her, you know? A lot of them seem to create these intense straw man arguments and then spend way too long taking that apart. And I wanted to analyse her work from the perspective of someone who is a fan, and a Christian. Those two things aren't antithetical in any way. And secondly, I absolutely freaking adore talking about Taylor Swift. And to be honest, Kat, you're the only person who I think could stand listening to me talk about this for so long. You know,
all the time, and any day of the week, any hour of the week, whether it's 3 a.m. or 6 p.m. Charles, I'm here for you, babe. I'm here for you.
So we're going to jump around a little bit on this one, but we're going to start with an actual film, which I guess kind of makes sense for a podcast with film in the title. So I thought we'd start with Miss Americana, which was the documentary that was released on Netflix in 2020. And I think you've probably got an idea where I'm going to go with this one. There's one point in the film where she's talking about endorsing two Democratic congressional candidates. It's like a 2018 clip. This is post Trump being elected, and she's wondering. She basically really wants to make a political statement in favor of these two Democrats. And some of her management team are worrying about the concert figures being halved. Her father, Scott Swift, rightly puts forward some real concerns that this might ignite some right-wing stalkers to come after her or make an attempt on her life. And everybody's genuinely concerned about her safety. And yet she's able to put aside any concerns for her career or her safety when she talks about US Senator Marsha Blackburn, who has voted for some fairly horrendous things. She's sort of voted against domestic violence acts and rest of it. I sent you the advert.
Yes.
That she did. Do you see what?
I actually hadn't seen that until you sent it to me. Obviously, they don't show the actual advert in the film, but they do see her like watching that, and yeah, it's pretty tough stuff to watch. One
of those people who's just exhausting, you know, like, and she does all these things behind this facade of Tennessee Christian values. Now, what's fascinating is Taylor, when she says, I can't stand seeing that woman's advert on the TV and talking about Tennessee Christian values. I live in Tennessee. I'm a Christian. That's not what we stand for. Now, part of me just wants to end this right there. That is a phenomenal statement. Drop. And it makes you feel proud as a Christian and a Taylor Swift fan. It's like, when we're Christians, this is not what we do, you know? Now, Jesus didn't say anything about LGBTQ couples, all right?
Yeah.
Jesus didn't say anything about who should use which toilets.
Yeah.
But Jesus was very, very, very clear about standing up for the rights of oppressed people. I'll give you a quick one. Matthew 25:35-40 says, "For I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you invited me in. I needed clothes, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you looked after me. I was in prison, and you came to visit me." Then the righteous will say to him, "Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or give you something to drink? When did we see you a stranger, invite you in, or needing clothes and clothe you? When did we see you sick or in prison and go to visit you?" And the king will reply, "Truly, I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of my brothers and sisters, you did for me." Anything you do for somebody who is in need, that counts as something you did for Jesus. You know, it is abundantly clear, you know. So now it's true that Jesus doesn't explicitly name different people groups, but he keeps it deliberately wide, because if someone is in need of help, you help them. That is a Christ-like value, you know.
Yeah.
And whilst you could definitely find biblical scripture that can support your homophobia, you cannot find anything Christ-like that will support it. You know?
Yeah.
I'm going to get off my soapbox now, because otherwise
it was a beautiful soapbox, though. It was great. And you're right there with her.
What I wanted to do is get into what I really want to talk about, because Taylor identifies as a Christian in that clip, and I want to examine that within her body of work that is the rest of her discography, and really unpick that apart and be like, what exactly does that mean? And for me to do that, we've got to go like pretty much all the way back to the start. Okay?
Yes.